If I had to rebuild my entire crochet business from scratch, this is every single thing I will buy, and I'm linking everything down below so that you guys don't have to go hunting. We're talking about crochet supplies, filming gear, and packaging, because running a crochet business is more than just yarn and hooks. Let's get into it. First things first, if you don't have a full hook set by now, stop everything you're doing right now and go and get one. This particular set comes with 14 different hook sizes, scissors, a measuring tape, stitch markers, and needles. Honestly, it was a lot more than I expected when I even first got my kit. This is a great starting point, especially if you're starting to build out your supplies. Link is in the description. So once that you have your hooks figured out, the next thing that you need to figure out is your yarn situation. And I know that a lot of people have their opinions on what type of yarn that they like to use. For me, I personally get my yarn from Michaels and Hobby Lobby, not Amazon, so I can't link it down below. However, for the most part, I use weight 4 yarn, especially for all my hats, clothing items, and the only time I go heavier than weight 4 is when I'm making plushies, and I usually use weight 6 yarn for that. You don't really have to overthink the brand if you're starting out, but just make sure that you're staying consistent with the weight and type of yarn that you're using. So we got hooks and yarn settled, but can we talk about the part that nobody talks about? Actually getting your yarn through the needle after finishing a project. And this part used to drive me crazy until I found this next product. This yarn needle threader is super underrated, and I know you're probably like, why do I need this? But let me tell you, when you're getting your yarn through your needle for the 15th time in one sitting, you need this because it saves you frustration and it also saves you time. So I actually have 2 of these because I do not want to be left stranded if I ever lose one. But yeah, I would definitely get this because it saves you the frustration of your yarn not going through your needle easily. Speaking of frustration, when your skeins are getting messy and tangled and you're spending more time trying to get your yarn detangled, that is your sign to get a yarn winder. This one does exactly what it needs to do, and it keeps everything so manageable. There's also some electric ones, but I don't know, I kind of prefer like the traditional one that you crank yourself, because I feel like if I take my eyes off the electric one, I'm gonna turn back and there's gonna be a mess. But anyways, electric or not, I feel like everyone should definitely have a yarn winder, and it also makes these cute cakes that are very compactable and save you a lot of time, like I said, when it comes to detangling and using your yarn. Now that your yarn is wound, you need somewhere to put it when you're actually working on your project, and how you handle that depends on whether you're a center puller or not. And if you're not, listen up. I love this yarn holder because it keeps your yarn unwinding smoothly as you're working on a project, rather than having the yarn fall off the table or getting messy all over the floor. But here's the thing that I love about this specific one. It has not 1 but 2 holders for your yarn, and it also comes with a slot for your phone. So if you happen to follow a tutorial while you're crocheting, your phone is literally right there. Super convenient, game changer. That's all I gotta say. Link below. So we've covered the setup for how to actually make your project, but what happens when you finish it? Because if you're using acrylic yarn like me and you're not doing this next step, you are leaving quality literally on the table. I actually got this steamer last month, and I genuinely wish that I had gotten it way sooner. If you work with acrylic yarn, which I feel like most of us do, you need to be using this steamer in order to loosen up the fibers in your project. It makes such a massive difference in the end in how your project feels and looks. This is just one of those products that immediately levels up the quality in what you're selling, and it's linked down below. Guys, so I have one more crochet supply for you, but I just want to preface that this one is completely optional. This I-cord knitting machine makes making I-cords so much faster and easier for me, and I've been using it for some of my recent projects, and let me tell you, it's been eating. And this is very important. This machine is really picky about the yarn it uses. I've been trying a bunch of different yarn brands, but the only one that seems to work with this specific machine is the Impeccable yarn from Michaels. So if you're gonna get this machine, I would definitely recommend you grabbing one of those skeins as well. And the link for the machine is down below. That's everything on the crochet side. Now let's talk about content and filming, because if you want to grow your business in 2026, you need to be creating content. And this is the exact setup that I use. So for short form content, I use my iPhone, and I currently have the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but I want to be clear, you do not need the latest iPhone in order to start making content. Whatever phone you have right now is enough to start, but maybe later on when the money makes sense, you can always upgrade. But here's the catch. It doesn't matter what phone you use if the lighting is bad. Lighting is one thing that makes or breaks how your content looks, so here's how I fix that. I use this ring light right here, and it literally gets the job done. If you're filming at home, either at night or in a space that doesn't have a lot of natural lighting, this is literally a non-negotiable. So now that you have your lighting sorted, the next thing you're gonna want to need is something to keep your camera or phone steady, because filming handheld all the time gets old and it shows on camera. Let me tell you guys, this tripod is one of my favorite Amazon purchases of all time. It's so sturdy, and this is something that a lot of people don't realize, but if you have a wobbly tripod, it is such a big distraction on camera. Not only does it work for my iPhone, but it also works for my camera. One tripod, two uses, link below. I'm putting y'all on game right now. So your phone is ready, your lighting is good. If that's all you have, then you genuinely have a good setup to start making content. But if you're at that point where you're ready to invest, this is the camera that I would recommend for you guys. So right now I'm currently filming on my Sony ZV-1F, and I use it to film all my YouTube videos, and I love it so much. I've been using this camera for about 2 years now, but I just want to be completely honest, you guys do not need a camera, especially if you're starting out. The only reason why I got it is because I knew I wanted to take content seriously and it was worth it for me. But don't let not having a camera stop you from making content, because like I said, your phone is enough. But when you're ready to invest, this camera right here is the one. Link is in the description. Alright, so we've covered a lot, guys. We've covered crochet supplies and filming gear, but there's a whole nother side of running a crochet business that nobody talks about, and that's the packaging. How your customer receives their order matters just as much as the product that you're selling itself. Let's get into that section. So if you're going to be shipping soft goods like hats or clothes, I would definitely recommend getting poly mailers. The one that I linked down below is 10 by 13 inches, which is the perfect size for shipping hats. Packaging is something that a lot of new crochet sellers sleep on, and it can genuinely affect your reviews in a bad way. So don't skip this part. Before anything even goes into poly mailer, I just want to walk you guys through how I actually layer my packaging. So the first item that I use is tissue paper. I wrap my item in this before anything else. I feel like it completely changes how a customer feels when they open it. It goes from online order to a person who actually cares. So after I wrap my items in tissue paper, I put them inside the clear cellophane bags, and I feel like it makes everything look polished and put together. I also feel like it's just one of those things that turns someone from a one-time buyer to a repeated buyer. These are the exact ones I use, and I link them down below as well. Now, on top of a thank you card, if you want to add even more of a branded touch on your packaging, this next thing makes it really easy to do from home without spending so much money. Yep, this right here. It's a game changer. This is completely optional, but I feel like stickers just make your packaging look more like a brand. These stickers can be printed right from home. It's way more cost efficient than ordering custom stickers every single time, especially if you're first starting out. The link for the roll of stickers is in the description below. I'm sure you're probably wondering how I even made the stickers, but I'm gonna cover that in a little bit as well. So your packaging looks amazing. Now let's talk about the behind the scenes stuff that keeps your shipping running smoothly. I'm starting out with something that doesn't seem obvious at first. It's actually gonna be a kitchen scale. I use this to weigh my packages before I print my labels, so I know roughly how much the cost of shipping is gonna be. If you're fulfilling orders regularly, this saves you time and money. No more surprises at the post office, no more guessing, and no accidentally undercharging a customer for shipping. So once you know your package weight, this is the next tool that you absolutely need. If you're still going to the post office and printing labels, I need you to stop that immediately and get this thermal printer. You can literally print the labels from your home and put them on your package. And after that, you can easily put it in a mailbox or schedule a pickup, which is what I usually do. It saves you so much time, especially as your orders grow and pick up. This thermal printer is genuinely one of the best investments that I've ever made for my business, and I have it linked below. If you're gonna be printing labels from home, you need 4x6 thermal labels. Those are linked in the description. Not only do I use my thermal printer to print my labels, but I also use it to print my stickers as well. And all I did was I went on Canva and I literally picked out a template and designed the stickers myself. And I keep everything on my table organized by using this label holder. It works for both the shipping labels and also the stickers. So if you're gonna get the printer, you definitely need to grab these two, and the links are down below. Alright guys, so that was my complete crochet business setup. Supplies, filming gear, and packaging all in one place. Everything I mentioned is in the description and it's organized by categories, so you can just scroll down and grab what you need. If you haven't watched my last video on how I start my crochet business in 2026, you should definitely watch that next. It goes hand in hand with everything I just showed you. And if you have a product that you swear by that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments. I'm always looking for new things to add to my setup. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!